imagine how a 1.1 million Kenya shillings office chair looks like? Well, this is the case with Siaya County Deputy Governor William Oduol's office chair, at least according to documents submitted to the 11-member Senate committee tasked with listening and determining his impeachment case. Well, this and many more will be coming right to you after EBN Prime Edition News highlights. Kenyans asked to prepare for tough times as government fails to pay cereal millers. Siaya Deputy Governor defends his 1.1 million office chair before the Senate committee probing his impeachment case. Azimio principals call for rally at Kamukunji grounds to announce their course of action on the Finance Bill 2023. A mother delivers a healthy baby aboard Madaraka train heading to Mombasa. Well, my name is Sammy Adika. You can get in touch with us through our socials at EBN TV and at Sammy Adika, hashtag EBN Prime Edition. Starting us off, Kenyans will most likely continue to grapple with the high cost of maize flour, as Cereal Millers Association now say the government has failed to pay for the supply they made during last year's subsidy program. The government on its side says there is a discrepancy in the figures and that over 600 million Kenya shillings under the program is unaccounted for, and until this is sorted, the millers may have to wait a little bit longer.
The millers have been unable to purchase sufficient maize from local market due to cash flow constraints. Now, this has resulted in an imbalance in the stock set by millers, which will in the long run drive up the prices of maize flour. 2, Mr. Chairman, the finance cost of the millers has increased, implying a higher cost of production. 3, in the absence of the millers in the market to buy up local maize stocks due to lack of finances, the opportunity will arise where traders may take advantage from farmers while speculating the market for the millers to buy at a higher rate, and the end result would be the high cost of unga.
So several figures do not tally. The amount of unga produced in accordance with the ministry is different from what was produced in accordance with the NCPB from what was produced in accordance with the millers.
Honestly, this was a fraud. That is my position, and I have to be honest, I have a conscience. Because you have seen the shenanigans that are permanently involved in these flour subsidies. Every time is subsidy to give people, but it's an opening for fraud.
And now on to matters politics. Azimio Chief Principal, led by NAC Kenya Martha Karua, have yet again announced the possible return of their weekly anti-government demonstrations. This follows the passing of the Finance Bill 2023 by the National Assembly. According to Azimio, the Kenya Kwanza government has failed to deliver its promises as the cost of living continues skyrocketing. Martha Karua has announced that Azimio will be holding a consultative rally on Tuesday next week at Kamukunji grounds in Nairobi before announcing their next course of action with regards to the Kenya Kwanza Finance Bill 2023.
The Ruto regime ensured that the wishes of the people were ignored. Instead, they retained punitive taxes on fuel, on housing, on turnover, on salaries, among others. This is like showing the people of Kenya the contempt card. The people can lament, plead, pray, and even picket to be listened to and still be ignored. This has never been seen in our country before. In the run-up to the voting on the finance bill, various polls showed that more than 90% of Kenyans rejected the finance bill. We have decided to invite Kenyans to a consultation at the Kamukunji grounds next Tuesday, the 27th of June at 10 a.m., where the next course of action will be decided. Whenever, as a people, we have come together, we have always found a solution, even to our worst problems. This time will be no different. We believe that in the end, it is the people's voices that will prevail. The only time we have suffered longer than we should is only when we have allowed dictators to rule longer than they should. And it is only when divide and rule succeeds. We must not let that to happen. The people can never be helpless in their own country against rogue leadership. Not in a democracy like ours.
Well, and onto a story that has caused jitters amongst Kenyans today. Embattled Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol has swiftly denied purchasing his office chair at a whopping 1.1 million Kenya shillings, as claimed by members of Siaya County Assembly. According to Oduol, there must have been a typing error, as the alleged cost must have been for 3 chairs. According to the county documents, William Oduol spent approximately 18 million to refurbish his office once elected, alongside his Governor James Orengo. This comes in the wake of power wrangles between Deputy Governor William Oduol and his Governor James Orengo, with Oduol claiming that Orengo has been colluding with county chief staffs to defraud the devolved unit.
At the beginning was a request for purchase of carpets and tiles, turned to be about procuring chairs, presidential desks, and there is no president in Siaya at the moment, to the tune of up to 1.12 million Kenya shillings, one single chair.
We must again be guided by the rules of natural justice. It is not that the county assembly is able to make its case as it goes on.
False information.
When you notice that the tree is bending at the inceptive stage, cut it early. They decided they will not complain about devolution 5 years into the term of the new government. They decided, and we will demonstrate to you, that the parameters for removal had been achieved.
I'm not sure whether the type of language that he's now using is parliamentary language.
Mr. Chairman, the nature of my impeachment at the county assembly level was narrow, ill-informed, limited, misguided, and choreographed to favor those abetting high crimes. I have been targeted simply because I am opposed to maladministration. The great people of Siaya County, freedom is coming home. Some of our forefathers who fought for liberation never lived to enjoy it. I am prepared to pay the ultimate price to defend your constitutional rights and privileges.
Well, it is interesting indeed on how a single chair can cost the taxpayer approximately 1.1 million Kenya shillings, with 3 chairs costing a total of 2 million Kenya shillings. And now moving on, residents of Kamulu Makonga Kipawa area have been left in fear after unknown people vandalized Kenya Power transformers within the area. The incident is said to have happened in the wee hours of the morning, and the police are now urged to move in with speed and manage the situation, as many businesses within the area depend on electricity. This comes barely days after Kenya Power recovered property worth 11 million Kenya shillings at a scrap metal yard in Denderu, Kiambu County.
Nimeamka asubuhi nikakuta stima hakuna. Ndio nikapata report ati mahali transformer ilikuwa iko chini. Nimekuja hapa na kweli nikakuta the shell ya transformer iko hapa. Nuts na mabati ile ilikuwa imefunga yako hapa. Kaelezwa wale walisikia usiku kitu saa mimi nilikuwa nimelala saa hizo saa 7 sikujua ikienda. Na nikasikia ati stima hii stima ilipotea kama saa 7. Inaonekana kama vile tunasikia kuna wale wanauziwa hii inaitwa nini? Copper. tukaona, tulikuwa tukiona kama hii mtu sijui ni wa China alikuwa ananunua hivi. Hii serikali inatakikana ichukue hatua kali. Ikiwa mtu anakuja kutoa kitu ya bei kidogo na mtu mwingine wengine wanaenda kujitayarisha.
Mimi ni mkaaji wa hapa. Ni area inaitwa Kipawa, Makongo Kipawa. Na mimi ni kiongozi wa nyumba 10 ama Neoda. Na leo asubuhi ya leo tukianza kama kitu saa 3 ya usiku kulikuwa na stima ilikuwa na shida. Kwa inakuja ikipotea, inakuja dim. Lakini hatuku notice. Mwendo wa kitu saa 7 kielekea saa 8 ya usiku stima zikapotea. Wakati zilipotea tukujua haswa karibu nini. Lakini asubuhi mtu mmoja wa area hii alipita kwangu akaniambia ni report kwamba stima kuna transformer iko pale kwa junction ambao imetolewa mafuta. Ikitokea wacheneni kunyamaza. Pigeni report, tuelezeni ndio mambo ichukulikiwe. Incident ya security si askari peke yake. Ni yetu sisi wakaaji wa hapa na askari na machief wa area hii. Na tukichikiana hii jambo itakoma. Tafadhali. Jambo la kwanza kufanyika hapa mwalimu. Kwa sasa hii ni jambo ya kwanza kufanyika. Hatujaisikia ingine. Tunasikia tu padi zingine kama Kiambu. Lakini hii ndio ya kwanza area hii ya Kamuru.
Well, we hope that the relevant authorities will get the accused, or rather those involved in the vandalism. Now moving on, a woman has today given birth to a healthy baby aboard Madaraka Express train which was heading to Mombasa from Nairobi. The woman went into labor as the train was approaching the coastal city before getting assistance from a trained doctor and a nurse on board. The mother and the baby were taken to Mariakani Sub-County Hospital, and according to the Kenya Railways Authority, the two are reported to be stable. Well, congratulations to the mother and all the best to the newborn. Now moving to the western region, Kakamega County Woman Representative Elsie Muhanda has initiated a plan to install lights in all business areas within the county in a bid to curb insecurity cases that have been on the rise. According to Muhanda, the aim of the lights is to help the police and traders who close their businesses late in the night. Lugari Member of Parliament Nabii Nabwera has also proposed that a new police post be constructed within the area to help reduce the burden of insecurity.
Ameleta taa hapa Mwamba na pia kule Munge, na pia tunamshukuru mama kwa affirmative action plan ambayo ametuwezesha wamama. Tumeendelea mbele, tumeona mbele kwa ajili ya maendeleo ya mama, tumeyaona hata watoto ambao wamama ambao wamejifungua wamepata bursaries kupitia kwa mama wetu Elsie Muhanda. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru mama kwa maendeleo ambayo ametuletea. Wamama tuko mbele kama kitaki ya shati kwa ajili ya mama huyu.
Taa inasaidia watu wetu. Kulikuwa na wizi mingi, lakini sasa vile tumeweka taa, sasa wanabiashara wanaweza kufanya biashara mpaka asubuhi. Na pia kwa hizi masoko unapata ya kwamba watu wengine wanatoka kazini jioni, wanataka wanunue bidhaa kutoka kwa wafanyabiashara. Kwa hivyo mimi kama mama county kwa hii Kakamega County nimeweka taa zaidi ya 20 na zinasaidia wanabiashara. Saa ile tunatumwa kwa bunge, tuko na bajeti yetu, lakini kama mwanabunge unatembea kwa maofisi. Kwa hivyo mimi naenda kwa maofisi na mimi naomba hizi mataa. Na mimi nashukuru watu wa REA na Kenya Power walinipatia hizi mataa nipatie watu wangu.
Na nimepatiana ilani. Na nirudia for our young people, vijana wetu wale mko. Nikisikia tena duka ya mtu imevunjwa, shule imevunjwa, Jesi wanakuja hapa. JSU wanakuja hapa. Wale walikuwa hapa 2008 mliona vile JSU wanakuja. Chief. Kia tena. Mumeenda kuvunja duka. Mnavunja shule vile mlienda Hando, mkaenda Lumama. Na ninawajua. Mkaenda Mkuyu. Na mwaka JSU hapa. Na mtapenda. Mtafurahi.
Napenda kushukuru Mama County, Mama Elsie Muhanda kwa kutuletea hii security light. Imepunguza wizi, imetusaidia katika maneno ya insecurity. Ile kitu tunaomba tu utuongezee taa ingine majengo, uongeze taa ingine pale junction ya Foresto na uongeze taa ingine junction ya Lumakanda. As much as Lumakanda ward tutakuwa tumekuwa covered kwa maneno ya lighting.
Well, once the move and plans are fully implemented, we hope that traders in Kakamega County will fear no more because their security shall be assured. Now, moving on, lawyers in the country have recommended that cases of extrajudicial killings be heard and decided within 3 years, and if there are appeals, they should be heard and decided within 1 year. The Lawyers Association has called on the relevant authorities to stop the killings and also protect those who defend human rights. This comes barely 7 years since lawyer Willie Kimani was brutally murdered, and the court having served justice to the affected families back in February this year.
Of the Fourth Estate. This morning we began by a peace walk from the Supreme Court to the Milimani Law Courts, and basically this is the commencement of a commemoration that we have dubbed the Purple Ribbon Week, and we intend to hold this annually to commemorate the lives of our colleagues that were lost in the line of duty, as well as those who have disappeared mysteriously and are yet to be found. So far we have about 6 members of the Law Society who have lost their lives in the line of duty, and we're saying that this should come to an end. It should be no more a case of police brutality, threats, harassment against lawyers who are simply doing their duty, discharging their duty, representing clients, representing the society. We, as I said about 2 months ago, we are 2 sides of the same rope. So really we shouldn't be pulling in different directions. The police, just like ourselves, are representing the society, and we are here to ensure that justice is done. And so today we start this
for her warm words, and I'm very grateful to the Law Society of Kenya for organising this march in memory of Willie Kimani, Josephat Mwenda, Joseph Muyuri, and many others who have lost their lives in the battle for justice. And so we're grateful for being invited to this event, and it is our delight at International Justice Mission to take part and to support it. We are very much an organisation who wants to work to help to strengthen public justice systems to the point where they protect their people who are vulnerable. So in Kenya, there is sometimes an excessive use of violence. This cannot happen, and it is so important to protect those who want to do their jobs and to do them well. And so we will continue to work with our partners here and to work with the Law Society of Kenya and with others until, in the end, it becomes a place where the public justice system strengthens those who are made vulnerable by poverty to violence. And so we are grateful to all our partners who are here and all those who work with us. Thank you very much.
And well, crossing back to Siaya County, a section of donkey owners in Bondo sub-county have today held a peaceful demonstration to protest against plans to reopen donkey slaughterhouse in the county. Led by their chairman John Ogutu Mito and Richard Odhiambo, the donkey owners have appealed to the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Mithika Linturi, to reject the move, lamenting that this will reduce the population of donkeys in the country.
Sasa tuko hapa kama wafugaji wa punda, tunategemea punda inatusaidia kwa njia nyingi, kama inatuletea pesa kupitia tukubeba maji, tunapata pesa kupitia punda. Kwa punda wetu wanatupatia pesa, pia tunafundisha watoto, tunalima na punda. Kama saizi tunavuna mavuno kutoka shambani, punda wanatubebea mizigo kutoka kwa mashamba yetu. Sasa tuko hapa leo tunataka kukataa. Tunakataa, tunaomba serikali yetu tusaidie. Tumesikia juzi CS wa livestock ameombwa, kuna ombi limetolewa kwamba warudishe uchinjaji wa punda. Sasa tuko hapa tunaomba leo watusaidie, kama inawezekana serikali yetu ikatae ombi la watu wameomba ati punda waendelee kuchinjwa. Tunaambiwa ilisimamishwa, lakini juzi imeombwa kwamba warudishe kuchinja punda. So, tunahofia kichinjwa punda ikifunguliwa, wizi wa punda zaendelea pia huku kwetu juu. Kuna mahali pengine kama Nyakach wamekuwa na wizi wa punda juu ya hiyo vichinja, lakini hapo kuna hawajafikia, lakini tunahofia tu ikifunguliwa zitaibiwa. Na punda ni kitu inazaa baada ya miaka 3. Sasa ukiibiwa punda moja na kitamupate punda nyingine ni baada ya miaka 3. Sasa tunaona wakifungua zitaibiwa, tutabaki bure. Na ndio zitatusaidia hapa kwetu. Inatubebea maji, inatufundishia watoto, inatulisha, inatubebea mizigo. Sasa tunaona ni kama tutarudi nyuma sana.
So when we start slaughtering them, we are going to remain with a few which will not help us. So we want the government not to allow donkey slaughtering. We heard that they were slaughtering donkeys, that transporting them outside the country. We don't allow that. We want our donkeys to remain with us so that they help us, because we eat because of those donkeys. We pay school fees because of those donkeys. Now if they are slaughtered, what will we do? So we denounce in the strongest term possible that we don't want our donkeys to be messed around with. Around me here are donkey owners. These are just a few, but many of them they cry bitterly. They don't want.
And still within Nyanza region, governors from across counties within the Lake region, including Kisumu, Siaya and Homa Bay, have put up efforts to unite the region amidst split in the Luo Council of Elders. Homa Bay County Governor Gladys Wanga, through a press statement, has said that the region boasts of social cultural gains that will go a long way to benefit the people within the region. The governor has also introduced a ceremony in Homa Bay that will be held on 30th June and 1st July, known as Piny Luo, that is to help the region chart its destiny as a community.
Odinga, we have been in discussions on just how to revive the spirit of true togetherness, productivity, and resourcefulness in our people. To this end, we agreed to lead our people in going back to our roots. We have agreed to hold a socio-cultural event dubbed Piny Luo with the slogan Jaluo Gitiende. Jaluo Gitiende, the authentic Luo who had regard for his surrounding and society, one who cared about his neighbor, a true Luo who worked hard in whatever economic activity they engaged in to ensure there is food on the table for those he or she cares for. It is an event that is aimed at bringing together the Luo community through a convergence of various stakeholders within the community in order to reignite in members of the community a spirit of resourcefulness, productivity, and togetherness in the wake of the challenging socioeconomic and political circumstances bedeviling the nation and the world at the moment. The extravaganza, as will be communicated to you regularly moving forward, will be held here in Homa Bay between 30th June and 1st July and will involve prayers, a cultural exhibition of our traditional artifacts, foods and medicines, sports and tourism, among others.
Elsewhere, spouse of the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, has pledged to support nationwide advocacy to recognize and include more children with intellectual disabilities in sports. Speaking during a visit to Kenya's Special Olympic team in Berlin, Germany, Dorcas said the initiative will encourage those with intellectual disability to join sports. Team Kenya managed to scoop 3 medals on the 4th day of the ongoing Special Olympics World Games in Berlin. Pastor Dorcas joined the team in celebration for the medals won and in preparation for anticipation of more in the coming competitions.
I can see you are ready. You sit here, you are excited, and from morning you've been in the field. You are just the best team I could ever look for. And I'm proud of you as a mother, and I will continue to support you. I'll continue to be there for you as long as God keeps me. I will advocate your case.
I want to pass my message of thanks to the office of the Second Lady of the Republic of Kenya. I also want to thank my coaches and all the teams that have made it possible for this day. We've had a number of athletes participating in different events. So far we have gotten 2 gold medals, one in 15-kilometer cycling and another one in 800 meters, and 1 silver medal in standing long jump.
Well, we wish Team Kenya Special Olympics team all the best as they continue representing us back in Germany. And moving on to France, President William Ruto is currently attending a global finance summit in Paris, France, aimed at reimagining the global finance system and foster the creation of a more inclusive financial architecture. President Ruto considered the summit as an important platform to submit proposals towards a new multilateral climate finance, institutional and infrastructure. News tonight is sports. UEFA has banned Roma manager Jose Mourinho and fined Roma for referee insults and fan misconduct in Europa League final where Sevilla was crowned champions. Our reporter Arofan Shikuku has this and many more on sports.
Jose Mourinho, alias the Special One, has been banned for 4 matches by UEFA for insulting referee Anton Taylor after Roma's Europa League final loss to Sevilla. Additionally, Roma has been fined and will face a ban on away fans for their next European match due to fan misconduct. Roma fans harassed Taylor and his family at Budapest airport. The match saw several yellow cards and a high number of fouls. In a separate incident, West Ham has been fined and will be unable to bring fans to their first 2 away matches in the next Europa League season due to pitch invasion and an injury caused by a thrown cup. In the transfer window, Saudi Arabian clubs have signed several players from England this week. Among them are Koulibaly, goalkeeper Edward Mendy, N'Golo Kante and Hakim Ziyech, all these players from Chelsea. For Prime Edition EBN TV, I'm Roifan Shikuku.
Well, that marks the end of tonight's EBN Prime Edition with me, Sammy Adika. Many thanks for choosing EBN, and remember you can get this and many more on our social platforms at EBN TV for YouTube, Twitter and Instagram. Well, till next time, have yourselves a blessed night.